So I just started recording you. Hey, there's, when you got your backup tuner and original tuner, and when they're working together to make sure that you don't make too many more mistakes to make their life harder when it gets on the rollers. It's kind of funny. By the way, I am recording on my junk, cheap eBay camcorder that I bought, Jared. So we're going to find out the quality of this later tonight.
Why won't this work? Let's do it.
So yeah, if you haven't figured it out now, he's remoted into my laptop, which is a trick that I learned, not through Jared, but through Brad.
Okay, I just did that.
But yeah, he's talking to himself. So what's going on is he's sitting at the house. He can get on my laptop and do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to look up porn or tune your car, he can do that from the nice couch at his house. So what he's doing is he's building me just a generic. He's got all that highlighted, by the way. That's not a fuel curve, but he's taking over the fuel curve that was already in there and building a generic fuel curve, because we now have something that nobody local especially runs. We are doing this. It is a port injection, or not a port injection, but it is a plate injection. The way the carburetor did, it will cool the intake runners just as the carburetor did. That was my favorite thing. We had intake temps in the 30s and 40s on a 70 or 80 degree day. The hottest intake temp I think we ever seen on the carburetor was around 90 degrees. Thanks to this 4-inch core on 3 intercore. It's got 3-inch inlet and outlets, but it's a 4-inch core, and I do have a fan to constantly keep air flowing across it. But we have a temporary fuel line because the fittings and lines hasn't showed up yet. Been working with this cheap eBay regulator that it's a PQY, I believe is what it says. I don't have the boost line, the reference line hooked up at the moment. I don't really care. But the spring in this was, oh my god, I think it was 3 inches long and you could not compress it. I ended up cutting a couple rounds off of it and was able to get it from 90 pound down to 53 with the, which is as low as I can get it, which is fine. But we haven't started it yet. We are tonight. We may start it, I don't know. But if we do, it will be just to make sure that those cools are correct and that I've done my job there, as well as all this. I can't really do anything with it without a clamp on here. And I just got lines laid everywhere at the moment. But I'm going to quit annoying Jared, message Brad back, let him know that I have not burnt the truck down yet, and I'll give you another update in just a second. I've got you set up on the dash. You can, obviously you can see the gauges anyway, so I don't know why I've done that.
Yeah.
So you think I'm going to have to try to keep it running or no?
But yeah, you can, but it needs to be very smooth. Like
Well,
not be patting the gas or anything like that. If you just hold it steady.
I'm gonna turn the alternator on as well. Fuel pump alternator on, and now. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
I did it.
Oh, you killed it?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know what it did there.
Man, it actually runs really good.
No, that's why. I did hit the wrong button. Alright.
What do you want me to do now?
You can try it again.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go back out to your, go back out to your, throttle blade and open it up more.
Open the throttle blade up more. Like, we talking quite a bit, or?
Yeah, open it up another 2%. Or 3.
Another. You act like I know what 2% is.
Well, I'll tell you. If you got the key on, it is.
Oh, I'm a dick. No, I left it on. I left it on.
It's on.
Okay, what are we at?
1%. There's 2%.
Now relearn.
Right there. Yep, 3 or we're 2.
Cheap Harbor
How much
Freight
you think
stuff.
you moved it there?
Well, you said 3.
I know, but how much do you actually think you moved it on the blade?
You can't tell it.
You don't think you moved it any really?
I mean, I can't tell. I'm holding the camera too, though.
Open it up just a little bit more.
You would imagine, with as much as has been going on in this town, that we live in like Manhattan. This is a all night, every night thing down here.
Did you open it up a little more?
No, I'm getting ready to do. Where we at?
That's at 4, but we'll try that. Hold on. Oh, what the hell?
Throttle relearn.
Yeah. Go ahead and do it twice. You got it?
Yep.
Left cycle your key. Then go ahead and fire it back up when you've done that.
The man, the myth,
Running?
the legend. So I'm gonna let him record for me for a little bit. Thank you. So we have some work to do, but it runs. It fired. That was the first startup with this whole fuel injection deal. Thank you, Jared and Brad, for teaching Jared the things you have. It went flawless. Now I do have to change the line, and the original plan tonight wasn't to let it run. It was just to fire it up, make sure that I had no more fuel leaks, make sure the coils were firing and working, make sure that I didn't have something wrong there. And apparently, when you do it right, it works. But I didn't have the boost reference line hooked up because I didn't plan on it running, and I forgot to hook it back up. I even recorded myself talking about how it wasn't hooked up. Jared was trying to figure out why it was lean and fighting that and changing the fueling, and he went over this for 15 minutes with it running. And it was my fault. I'm sorry, Jared. But thank you, and for all the people who are out here wanting to wait, or who have been waiting to see this run, it runs now. Would I suggest this style? No, I would not. I'm not going to say their brand name, but I had to do a lot of work to get those injectors to not be floppy. I'm not going to go into great detail of that, but if you're going to do fuel injection, don't do it this way. At least that's my viewpoint for right now. But long story short, we're going to change that fuel line out Saturday. This is just to get it up onto the rollers and to get it running. So this is your update. Today is Wednesday. Hopefully by Saturday we have this thing making some big power.